to our first episode. I'm filming kind of my perspective of this trip to Tennessee. Jason will be filming his perspective. We'll put both videos up on the channel just as a kind of an example of how we're going to provide you all with two different photographers' perspectives. I've never been to this place before, so I'm excited to check it out, and hopefully he doesn't get us too lost. We'll see. He says he's been here several times, he knows the way. He also told me to bring hiking poles, and I'm not quite sure what that means, other than I'm guessing the terrain is not going to be like your typical maintained trail. Jason, I appreciate you clearing out all the snakes for me today. It's really nice of you.
Are you allergic to copperheads?
So, anyway, we might be in for a bit of an adventure, but we think it'll be, or at least he thinks it's going to be, a fantastic workshop location. I'm sure I'll agree with him. It'll be fun to get other people up there because it's a hidden location. Nobody knows about it, and those are always kind of fun to get those perspectives, to get those photographs that nobody else is taking. What's up, Jason? You ready? Let's do it. So where are we going?
We're heading up to Tennessee right now. A little spot that my friend Brian Solomon, aka the Waterfall Hillbilly on Instagram, he's kind enough to show me this spot. We're gonna see, I don't know, 7 really pretty waterfalls. It's down in a gorge, and it's really pretty. We're gonna get our feet wet, knees wet,
Hopefully
hips
that's
wet.
it, right? Hips wet.
It depends how deep we want to go in there.
Yeah.
But it's really pretty.
Heading in with Jason, and looking forward to checking out these waterfalls. Hopefully we'll have them all to ourselves. I don't think too many people will be here today, and I don't think too many people know about this place either. But right now it's pretty cloudy, so it's going to be great conditions for photographing them, and hopefully it'll continue at least for most of the day. Maybe we'll even get a little bit of rain to add some mood to it, but we'll see. Jason has brought us to a fantastic location. Unfortunately, the water's a little low. We're kind of having a drought here in Georgia. Actually, we're in Tennessee. So it's not flowing like it normally would be, but it's still pretty impressive. It's still a beautiful waterfall. So we're kind of set up here, doing some different compositions, trying to figure out what we like. And I've got a couple that I'm messing with. I'm shooting low with some of them to create a very strong foreground with the rocks. But then I've also, right now, I've set up a little high. It allows me to get up, make sure I capture both falls separately instead of them kind of all running together from a low vantage point. So I'm trying to compose it so this rock here kind of catches the eye and then leads up to the waterfall. Doing a bit of focus stacking, and I'm also going to blend exposures. I'm doing a faster shutter speed on the waterfall itself, and then I'll kind of blend that in Photoshop to create more texture in the falling water, but still have a nice smooth surface here in the foreground. So we'll see how that turns out. done watching this video, I'd love for you to go to the comment section and just share which one you like more out of these two, the first one or the second. To be honest, I'm not sure which one I like more. I've looked at them both, I've edited them both, I've spent some time with them. I don't know if I have a preference over the two, so I'd love to hear your thoughts. We've got great light, very diffused. The clouds are sticking around for us this morning, and that's a good thing. So it's perfect conditions for shooting waterfalls, and I think that he and I will both probably get something that we like today. Y'all can hear me. It's pretty loud. The waterfall is kind of over my shoulder there, but I'm set up here on this rock, and that's going to be my foreground. I want a nice strong foreground, so I'm polarized. I'm going to focus stack. I'm going to shoot the water at various shutter speeds, so I'll have a lot of flexibility once I'm editing this in Photoshop. I might blend multiple shutter speeds together for the actual cascading water. We'll see. But the nice thing about digital, as long as you've got the battery and the space, you can fire off lots of different compositions. You can fire off a lot of different shutter speeds, apertures, change your depth of field up. And then when you're editing, when you've got that luxury of time, you use the best. You get creative. And you end up with something that you're really happy with and that you feel captures the moment that you experienced when you were there. So anyway, let's see how this goes. So you can see the rock there. I'm going to get some nice smooth polarized water all around it. And then you can see the falling water there. I'm going to shoot that at many different shutter speeds just so I can maximize the texture. And this is a really pretty location. All of those kind of rocks jutting out there on both sides. I'm going to dodge and burn those a lot just to create a lot of depth and make the whole scene feel very immersive. So now I'm shooting this again. I've actually gone even lower with my tripod. One little secret that I'll share with you that has been so beneficial to me over the years is that I'll take my camera off the tripod and I'll just move it around and I'll frame the shot freehanding. And once I see a composition that I like in the viewfinder, I'll mentally mark where that camera is and I'll set the tripod up so that it holds the camera in that spot. And it allows me to get real creative with my compositions without the bulky tripod kind of getting in the way as I'm trying to move and recompose. So hopefully you can see in here the sequence of shots that I've taken. And basically there's some focus stacking going on. There's multiple shutter speeds for the falls. You can see I created a little separation between the top of the rock and the falls. It would not work if I had this any lower, because then the top of the rock would actually be touching the top of the bottom of the waterfall, and it would just look a little off. It would kind of hurt the composition. I would love to shoot this waterfall, this series of waterfalls, honestly, from up here. But let me show you why I'm not going to do it. So often when you're out taking photos, you'll see tree fall, limbs, things like that. And I'm not sure if you can see it in this video, but that old hemlock tree is kind of cutting through the upper fall way off in the distance. And so it's going to distract. You're not going to appreciate that upper fall much. Your eye is going to go to that tree, and therefore the photo is not going to be as impactful as it would be if that tree wasn't there. And so essentially I'm just going to adapt to what I have, to what Mother Nature is giving me here, and I'm not going to be able to take that photo. Maybe if I'm back here later this year, next year, and a flooding rain washes that tree downstream, I'll be able to get that, especially with the zoom, but not today. And this is lunch. The essentials. Alright, same day, different location. It's raining on us now. Here's a little pro tip. If you have nothing else to cover your camera with, which we do, we're just lazy right now, just use your hat. But anyway, what Jason and I are kind of trying to do is shoot this waterfall. And there's no great foreground right here. I'm about to fall. There's no great foreground right here for the waterfall, but there are bubbles and leaves in this kind of pool, and they're swirling. So we're shooting the falls, and we're shooting this long exposure, and hopefully the result is going to be a nice circular swirling pattern made by all these bubbles and leaves to create an interesting foreground to go along with this beautiful waterfall. And also hopefully our equipment survives, because it's trying to rain on us. It's been kind of threatening off and on, and it's finally coming down. That's a wrap on the first episode. Mother Nature had some plans for us, and it involved a torrential downpour, lots of lightning, and about a 1.5 mile walk through all of it. It was muddy, but that's okay. It was worth it. I think I got some stuff that I like. We'll see once I get it up on the screen when I get home. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you learned something. Hope you kind of got to feel like you were along for the ride with me. And you also got to get a sense of how Jason and I go about our photography out in the wilderness and the beauty of Mother Nature. We each have our distinct styles, but we also have some overlap as well. If you like this episode, please like and subscribe to our channel. There will be a lot more like this from all over, not only the mountains, but the coast and everywhere in between. Thanks a lot.